New England's trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. We begin with the weather as we take a live look outside right now with our sky cam. It is really the calm before the storm and what's to come a little bit later. But right now, Kelly, we're making out a pretty nice day for our veterans, at least.
Yeah, we're looking at conditions that are cloudy, of course, but at least it is dry out there. Once we get into the late afternoon and evening hours, we can't really say the same thing. Now, here's a close-up look at our satellite and radar, and you'll notice it does throw us a couple of showers, but they're not making it down to the ground, not yet. For that to happen, we're going to have to wait just a little bit longer before we can see that activity. As we zoom out, you get an idea of the scope and scale of the leading edge of this precipitation. Once it onsets around the late commute time, it will have the chance of becoming locally heavy, and as a result, visibilities could drop during the late commute. So our timeline for this system has precipitation beginning as we go from late afternoon into the evening hours. We also have a chance of thunderstorms in here as well. As the system continues to pull by, ushered by that cold front, we will see periods of rain that will be locally heavy at times. It's not going to be raining straight through, but we're going to see showers. And when the showers happen, they have a good chance of being rather intense. As a result, we could see some, again, addition to reduced visibility, we could find some ponding on the roads due to poor drainage flooding. So here's how things go as we go from afternoon to evening into tonight. Temperatures will likely hold in the upper 60s, even to lower 70s. That rain will be developing, again, becoming showery, but rather intense in nature. Now, we also have a wind element associated with this storm, and we'll talk about that in great detail in just a couple of minutes. Doreen?
All right, Kelly, thank you. And our top story today, a ruling in the extradition hearing for Nicholas Alaverdian. The court says that the man arrested in a Scottish hospital last year, who called himself Arthur Knight there, is actually U.S. fugitive Nicholas Rossi, a.k.a. Alaverdian. He is a Rhode Island native wanted on rape charges in Utah under the name Nicholas Rossi. The Rhode Island-born man took off to the U.K. in 2017 and faked his own death until January of this year, when officials determined Alaverdian was alive and in Scotland. A teenage girl shot in New Bedford last Saturday night has died. According to New Bedford police, the shooting happened Saturday night around 11:30 in the area of Bullard and North Front Streets. A spokesperson for the Bristol County DA's office says 16-year-old Anali Farias was shot and brought to St. Luke's Hospital in a vehicle riddled with bullet holes. Police have made an arrest, a teen, but they don't believe he is the shooter. And family and friends gathering to remember a Swansea teen at a vigil last night. 17-year-old Ethan Kylick was killed in a single car crash on Marvel Street Friday night. Witnesses say the car he was driving went off the road, struck a fire hydrant and a utility pole. Kylick was pronounced dead at the scene. Ethan's father saying he wants the community to remember his son for his kindness.
I remember when we went to summer camp this year and we went to go fishing. And we took all of the scouts down there. Some of them, they didn't have their fishing poles. They didn't have fishing lures. As much as Ethan loves to fish, he actually spent almost the entire time just helping everyone else. I wish that I could have seen the greater good that he was going to accomplish in the rest of his life, because I know there was a lot more to see from him.
Last night's vigil was organized by Ethan's father and his Boy Scout Troop 303. Another 17-year-old was injured in that crash and is recovering from serious injuries. And a 73-year-old man is recovering in the hospital after being hit by a car in Providence. This was on Doyle Ave about 5:30 Thursday. Police tell ABC6 News that when they got there, the victim was unresponsive. The driver who hit him did stay at the scene and is cooperating with police. No word yet, though, on how this happened. And the Rhode Island DOT is warning drivers about major construction impacting a part of Cranston for the next 2 weekends. Workers will be sliding 2 bridge decks into place at the Pontiac Ave interchange. The first closure is tonight at 8 o'clock. The bridge will remain closed until Monday morning at 6. Exits to 95 South at 31A and B will be closed as well this weekend. And Southern New England honoring our veterans on this Veterans Day this morning, and wreath laying at ceremony at Town Hall in North Kingstown, followed by a parade that went along West Main and Brown Streets right through Wickford Village to Boston Neck Road. There was also a ceremony after at the high school. And the state of Rhode Island will honor veterans in a ceremony today in Bristol. Governor Dan McKee will host that Veterans Day ceremony at the Veterans Home on Metacom Ave. The governor will be joined by the state's Director of Veteran Services, Kasim Yarn, as well as members of Rhode Island's congressional delegation and other dignitaries at the Rhode Island Veterans Home. That ceremony starts at 2 p.m. And President Biden today is addressing representatives from around the world at the United Nations Climate Change Conference, or COP27. It's an event for negotiators to come together in order to find solutions to global climate issues. ABC's Ika Jachi is in Washington with more.
Today, President Biden in Egypt for the United Nations Global Climate Summit known as COP27. Biden telling the conference the United States is following through on its commitments on climate change made at last year's COP26 conference in Glasgow.
The climate crisis is about human security, economic security, environmental security, national security, and the very life of the planet.
Biden touting the passage of his Inflation Reduction Act, which included close to $370 billion for climate and clean energy programs. The bipartisan infrastructure law, which also provided billions for climate initiatives. And now a new rule from the EPA targeting methane pollution from existing oil and gas wells nationwide. The agency says the rule would decrease methane emissions 87% from peak levels in 2005.
Good climate policy is good economic policy. It's a strong foundation.
Still, the president's message may not be met with welcome ears from everyone.
Show us the money.
Developing nations going so far as demanding financial aid for irreversible damage caused by climate change. Biden has announced more than $11 billion to help countries adapt to the impacts of climate change, but many saying it's still not enough. Meanwhile, with the control of Congress still up in the air, President Biden's ability to contribute aid is at risk. If Republicans have the majority in the House come January, there will likely be less money to help foreign nations address climate change, not to mention new efforts to block the president's current climate agenda. Next, Biden will travel to Cambodia for a pair of conferences with Southeast Asian nations. Then it's on to Indonesia for the G20 summit, where he'll meet in person with China's President Xi Jinping. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
And still to come here on ABC6 News, at Una police officer in training. Meet the boy in West Warwick patrolling his neighborhood on two wheels, keeping things safe out there. And a capacity disaster. We'll have the latest from a Boston hospital on just how many cases of RSV are coming into the emergency room. And some good news on car prices, sort of. They are coming down ever so slightly. Well, a 12-year-old boy in West Warwick is turning his dream of being a police officer into a reality by helping police his local community. ABC6 News reporter Yanni Triggelis takes us along for the ride with Trooper Jensen.
A state trooper in training. That's 12-year-old Jensen Smeagol patrolling his West Warwick community on his bike.
I do get a lot of waves and hellos while I'm out.
Jensen's always wanted to be a police officer, and after watching shows like Cops and Live PD, he was inspired to take action to keep his community safe. One ticket at a time.
The neighborhood accepts him, appreciates him, and no doubt, in my mind, or any of the police officers he's met, they know he is going to be a state trooper someday.
For now, instead of a patrol car, he cruises the neighborhood on 2 wheels, radar gun in hand, making sure everyone in the Greenwich Estates community is following the rules of the road.
Flash my lights at them, tell them to slow down.
And do they?
Sometimes.
And if you don't slow down, Jensen will come find you.
I'm parked over here. Found them. Got their license plate, car model, and everything.
For Jensen's mom, his passion for being a police officer was something she wasn't sure about at first, as Jensen has a mild form of autism.
One of the concerns when he was younger in school was his confidence, and that he wouldn't speak out and he wouldn't talk for himself.
But in the past year since Jensen put on the uniform, Kerry says he's flourished and he's more confident.
He understands what it's like to be a good citizen and what it's like to be kind. And then he also knows what it's like to break the law, and he just does not approve.
And Jensen's passion has not gone unnoticed, with the West Warwick Police Department gifting him a pin for his uniform to go along with his trooper hat and his handcuffs. And as for what's next for what Jensen wants to add to his growing police uniform, a brand new pair of police boots. Reporting in West Warwick, Yanni Tregellis, ABC6 News.
All right, we'll be on the lookout for Trooper Jensen. Thanks, Yanni. Still to come here on the news at noon. A serious strain on hospitals. The latest on RSV from some of the biggest care providers in Boston. We're going to check in with Kelly, too, for more on what's ahead this afternoon and tonight when we come back. So a long time ago. Back now with a focus on your health, and hospitals in Massachusetts are overwhelmed right now as they deal with a spike in RSV cases. Young children are the most at risk of becoming extremely sick, and doctors are scrambling to get them the care they need. The state's largest hospital system declaring Thursday capacity disaster status. All the precautions taken to keep COVID at bay apparently wound up leaving large pockets of the population with no exposure to common childhood bugs. The pediatric ICU at Mass General running at 150% capacity.
We actually have 7 patients that are outside the pediatric ICU that would normally be transferred into the pediatric ICU, but we are forced to care for them out of the traditional ICU setting.
Wait times in our emergency departments overall for, again, both adult and pediatric patients are nearing historic highs.
The Mass General Brigham Hospital System treated 2,000 RSV cases in October and already has more than 1,000 cases in November. And in your consumer news, some good news for car buyers. New car prices are finally coming down a little bit. Analysts say cars are still mostly selling for more than manufacturer sticker prices, but they're not as high as they were before. According to Edmunds, for the first half of the year, new car prices averaged $700 over the sticker price, but now that has dropped to about $230 over the sticker price.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Kelly Bates.
Well, we have a lot we need to talk about. It all has to do with what's going on right now. And yeah, it's just clouds. But these clouds are increasing in advance of what once was Hurricane Nicole. And those leftovers are making their way towards southern New England. It's also doing a couple other things. One, boosting temperatures, even though we have this cloud cover in place. And we're already on the doorstep of 70 in many places, including in Providence, where we are at 68. We're warmed into the mid-60s along coastal areas, and we have hit 70 in New Bedford this check-in. It's also bringing in humidity, and our dew points are climbing well into the 50s. Once they go to 60 and warmer, that's when we're going to see that the muggies kick in. That's our magic number that we're looking for. And as you can see, we're just sitting on the doorstep. So it's going to be warm, it's going to be muggy, and our air is lining up, bringing in wind from the south. So that means we're continuing to bring in rather warm, moist air. In terms of wind and wind gust, yes, it will become that way, but not until we go past 10 o'clock tonight. In the meantime, we do have occasional gusts, like in Newport, but it's only 21 miles per hour. It's nothing like we're expecting coming tonight. So here's just a look at our cloud situation. We've got these light showers, but they're not reaching the ground, not yet. There's a slight chance we could see something locally, a little shower before, say, 2 p.m. But we're really expecting everything to get going after 4, because that's when we start to see the leading edge of this batch of precipitation finally making it into southern New England. This is Nicole, the leftovers of Nicole, and it is a large storm in terms of size. In fact, it's going to be ushered through rather quickly despite its massive size, all due to a cold front that's coming on through right behind it. So here's our outlook, and it does show where the center of the storm is located. It's all the way down in Georgia. But as you saw, that giant plume of moisture had all of those remnants extending through up to New York State, through Pennsylvania. So here's what we're expecting locally. For today till midnight, we have the potential, starting later on, of picking up rain totaling between half and an inch. Once we get through your Saturday morning, we're looking to add possibly another inch to it. That brings us with a chance of poor drainage flooding due to leaf-clogged drains. We're also looking at strong winds along the coast reaching 40 to 50 miles per hour, possibly even a little bit higher. And that means we could be looking at some power outages, also some tree damage, and we also have the chance of seeing thunderstorms in here too. So here's an up-close view of our future cast. Here we are at 3 o'clock again. 3, 5, we're going to be generating some showers that'll be moving through, and you'll notice it's showers. It's not a consistent sheet of precipitation, not like what they're going to do to the west of us. That's where we're going to find some impressive jackpot rain totals. Here, it's going to be locally very intense when it does come down. It's going to take until Saturday morning to get all of this through the region, but we're expected to clear to sun as we go to Saturday afternoon. We have a slight chance as we go to Sunday morning early on of picking up a stray shower as well, and then we clear once again to sunshine as high pressure moves in to take charge. So yes, we have the potential of picking up a good deal of rain. Our number one concern with this rain isn't widespread flooding. We're looking at, again, that poor drainage flooding because of leaf-clogged drains. Wanted to mention wind-wise, we do have the wind advisory in effect for south coastal areas. As we go to tonight past 10 o'clock, that's when we'll start to see those higher gusts pop up across the region. And yes, we do have the chance of picking up some power outages as a result. Winds will relax as we go through the morning, and then we hit the afternoon. So it all depends on where that rain mass is, how fast everything's going to be moving out with it. It'll sort of like accompany it. So for the remainder of today, cloudy to mostly cloudy, looking for those showers to develop. Our extended forecast is going to show that we're looking at that chance of showers as we go to tomorrow. And then Sunday into Monday, that's when we're going to do some real clearing and bring back a fully sunny day. But you'll notice temperatures do take a sharp turn for the cooler once we get to Monday and for Tuesday.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Well, an unbelievable find for a crew looking for World War II artifacts. Ahead, they found pieces of the Space Shuttle Challenger. We have details on the debris. A remarkable discovery in the Atlantic Ocean. Divers have uncovered wreckage from the 1986 Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. ABC's Andrea Fujii has the details.
This morning, the discovery undersea of a large section of the Space Shuttle Challenger, which exploded more than 3 decades ago.
So what do you think this is, Jim? Definitely an aircraft. I think we need to talk to NASA.
Divers for a History Channel documentary found the piece while searching for World War II wreckage near Cape Canaveral, Florida. NASA confirmed it is part of the shuttle, which broke apart shortly after liftoff in 1986, killing all 7 on board.
The discovery of this piece was mixed emotions. First, we reflected back to 1986 and the loss of our colleagues, our friends, and our heroes. But it also is a sense of discovery.
The piece is estimated to be at least 15 by 15 feet, but since some of it is buried under the sand, its true size isn't clear yet. It is one of the biggest pieces of Challenger found since the accident, the first recovered since a left wing washed ashore in 1996. So far, about 47% of the entire shuttle has been recovered.
It looks like they're deteriorating.
It was determined Challenger was brought down by seals in the right booster, which eroded due to the cold temperatures on launch day. 6 astronauts and teacher Krista McCullough were killed. NASA says it will now determine how to safely remove this wreckage and learn from it for future missions.
The hard sacrifice that was made by the crews of Space Shuttle Challenger in Columbia will now be shared with people in the future.
The family members of the 7 crew members killed have been notified of the discovery and have asked for privacy. The History Channel documentary airs November 22nd. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
And still to come here on ABC6 News at noon. Check it out. Pillsbury is out with their take on the ugly Christmas sweater. How you can have the magic of the holidays right up your sleeve. Plus, Kelly has another look at your afternoon forecast right after this. Well, finally, as we approach sweater weather, get ready for ugly holiday sweater time. Pillsbury has this perfect pullover starring its famous Doughboy. Check it out. It has the Doughboy on the front, and Kelly, if you press his stomach, he does that iconic hoo-hoo. I knew you'd do it with me. I knew it. I knew it. It has a scannable crescent roll on the left-hand sleeve that unlocks seasonable recipes, holiday playlists, tips for baking, as well as inspiration on your smartphone. It does cost $75, but I guess with all those features, that would be why.
Take my money. That's awesome.
I knew you would love the hoo-hoo. I knew as I wrote it that you were going to do that with me. Thank you for that.
Of course.
You never failed to deliver.
I got you, friend. Weather-wise, it's going to get interesting. As we go to the lake commute, we may see, we're expecting rounds of rain to come down that may be heavy at times. It may do two things: reduce visibility, cause ponding on the roads, and poor drainage areas. That will intensify as we go overnight tonight into Saturday morning. We're going to see winds pick up after 10 p.m. as well. We could see coastal gusts near 50 miles per hour, so power outages are on the table with this one as well.
Okay.
Not expecting widespread, but definitely spotty outages. You'll see them.
We'll be back on the air at 4 o'clock with the latest updates. Have a great afternoon, everybody.